Welcome back to Noontime Nostalgia, folks. This is our retro JRPG series for Dying of Exposure. My name is Steve, and we're back on our bullshit with Super Mario RPG. So, let's get that coin. Let's get that coin. Oh, getting right into it. Hey, Sam. How you doing? How you doing? Pretending to work. Isn't that how a regular work day should go? Is just pretending to work. That is correct. We're going to lower the mic a little bit just to get it out of my face, as well as keep that volume good. Get after it, my boy, my puffy boy. So we got some topics to talk about today, just to kind of keep me yapping at you. Definitely not a frog. Keep me yapping at you. I'm gonna start off talking today about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action Netflix series, and the fact that the original creators left the show. Now, there's rumors online that this might have been due to the casting. They really wanted to do an all-Asian cast, you know, which makes sense. Avatar's obviously very influenced by just a buttload of Asian cultures and everything, but those rumors haven't been confirmed. However, it is pretty much a death knell for the series if they couldn't keep on the original creators. They did announce that they were told that they would be able to choose, like, have creative control and be able to tell the stories that they wanted to tell. And it looks like Netflix is acting the clown. Yeah, there are mediocre white people doing nothing. I am one of them. I'm technically, I suppose, playing a game. Yeah, exactly. Get these two deal back up. Coward. I'm doing good, Neo Shadow. I'm doing good. I've been enjoying this, although I've been stuck on water. What's up, Goober Husk? Great name, Goober Husk. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, we were talking a little bit about Avatar: The Last Airbender's casting thing. I'm a big Avatar fan. I've watched both the shows, both Avatar and Legend of Korra. Read some of the comics. You know, just getting into it. Yeah, it's a great show, Two-Ton. It is a great show. Also, welcome, my good friend. Yeah, so Avatar is pretty top shelf. And so when Netflix was first announced that they were doing live action, I was like, oh no. You know, live action adaptations, I'm not against them, but they tend to not be very good. And then they said that the showrunners, like the original showrunners, were in it. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, Netflix. You know, let's get after it. We're gonna murder some Shy Guys on repeat here. I think you get an item or something if you kill enough of them. But then the showrunners left, right? Because Netflix wasn't letting them tell the story that they wanted to tell. And it basically just screamed to an audience that would have been the, like, proselytizing audience of this show. Come on. To not watch it. You know, I didn't love the live actions Aladdin, but I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. And the live action Sonic, I still haven't seen the movie, but everybody loves live action Sonic. I agree, they have denied it. They have absolutely denied it. And so, where's my health at? Health's fine. We're good. Let's get another Shy Guy. And so what we're kind of stuck on here is, like, what Netflix executive producer am I gonna have to call out on Twitter is really what's happening. Because, you know, Netflix isn't a monolith. Like, inevitably their top layer board, their C layer board, isn't monitoring all these decisions. They're putting people they can trust. They make way too much programming to be, you know, like a single entity of decision making when it comes to different projects. So that is obviously, you know, mediated out to whoever their executive producer was that was put into this. But I feel like if this happens now, which it may not even happen, if this happens now, we're not going to see it. Yeah, no, I want to see Sonic. Ooh. Better call up Comcast there, Mr. Jones, and tell him what's up. Give me the thing. Nope, give me it. Yeah. I got the thing. I don't know what getting the thing means. You should absolutely watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, I will say the first season of the anime or animation is pretty rough. Mario loves drugs. That's just the bottom line. There's fire flowers. Like, he's about them natural drugs, you know, shrooms, flowers. He's not trying to get on that MDA. Although I guess maybe Star is MDMA. Yeah, it's kind of unclear. Maybe it's just acid. But yeah, Neo Shadow, please do get after Avatar: The Last Airbender. That first season is a little rough. It was a Nickelodeon show. It was obviously targeted toward younger kids, but then they get there. They get there. By the end of the first season, and then season 2 and 3 are just fan-fucking-tastic. And then you get Legend of Korra, which I like all of except for season 2's a little rough, but like the overall Korra experience is great. but yeah, do get after it, Neo Shadow. Avatar is a great series, and then if you read comics, there's also some graphic novels that extend the original Last Airbender series so that they could wrap up the chapter that they couldn't finish on. Ooh, what's up? Let's see. Yeah. They absolutely needed to wrap up the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender. There was clearly... They do a good job in the animation, kind of like resolving the sort of main crux, but there was more strings and story arcs to wrap up. And they do it. They do it well. It's good. So I'm excited for you to be able to watch that. Star is totally meth. Yeah, I love Korra. I love Legend of Korra. That's a great sequel series. Like, it's not so much that I feel like I've been robbed of Avatar stories, right? There's 7 seasons of animation, multiple graphic novels, and we'll just ignore the live-action movie because it doesn't count. But I was really looking forward to seeing what the showrunners could do with a more adult, serious take on this. Well, let's do HP again. Let's just... a serious take on this. So yeah, that's my Avatar thoughts. You know what? We're going to look. I forgot to grab my topics list. We're gonna move on to the next nerd topic because that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm just gonna use topics. The game audio is gonna be silent for a bit. Well, Facebook takes its sweet time to load. Yeah, what am I talking about today? Okay, so we got... Oh, okay, that's good. In other RPG news, if you will. Other RPG news. What else we got? We got Mass Effect HD remaster. I don't know people... I did get sucked. I don't know if people are big Mass Effect fans in here, but there's been a lot of rumors. Like, it's going to have... The HD remake isn't a rumor, but like the release and everything, and so a lot of rumors have come up that it's coming out in October. A lot of times when they do remaster HD collections, they tend to announce them fairly shortly officially before they come out, and I love it. Hi. Let's mess with you. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it, Buon. That'll wreck the cap. Yeah, I am also ready for that. Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect trilogy is like hands down one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Ending notwithstanding, it's a great game series overall, and I'm excited to replay it. And I'll probably stream a lot of, if not all of that replay over time. Which means probably for the rest of 2021 or 2020 and almost all of 2021, I'm sure I will be up in that stream. But that won't replace Noontime Nostalgia. I'll still be doing the classics here. It just means I'll be playing more video games, which I'm not sad about. Plus, TV's going to be a little light next year anyway. They already added a little bit to correct the endings of... Get out of there. God damn it. I'm gonna get you. But, so it looks like October is the main rumor for it, and what a gift during quarantine for me to be able to play. What's up Cloth and Pop? But yeah, I'm really excited to just get back into it, play Mass Effect 2 once. Oh yeah, you should definitely, Sam the Scald, you should definitely play them. The first one, I'm hoping for a little bit of quality of life updates too, but I don't know how much of this is actually going to be anything other than just a prettier remake, but that'll make Mass Effect 1 look real good. We gotta get your hit points up, Mallow. That's your hit points for your next level. Yeah, oh, you talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. there, Neo Shadow? You talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because if you're talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we talking that good. We talking that good Marvel TV stuff. The overall Marvel remainder there. Oh, yeah. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., definitely some ups and downs, but the overall series ended up being very good, in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. There were definitely arcs that I wasn't like a huge fan of, but overall, like it kept improving, and especially exploring a lot of like that sub-comic sort of like those stories that just aren't gonna show up on you know, a Marvel cinematic movie. So yeah, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. out, yeah, and then of course all the Disney Plus stuff, hopefully will be good. I have an assumption that it'll be decent material, certainly. Ooh, that attack up really got into him, didn't it? It really got into him. Adjust my monitor a little bit for head tilt. There we go. Yeah, right. We all want to root for Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, level 8. Get those hit points. Get him up there. Too many is S.H.I.E.L.D. and NGO like Men in Black. I have no idea what you're meaning by NGO there, Cloth and Pop. Yeah, it's a shadow government agency. It's not even really a government agency. It's not like the government in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. quickly after the events of Winter Soldier, the government is not fans, so it's just sort of like a private entity by the end, but it goes through a lot. Yeah, so it's non-government by season 3. And then but yeah, I highly recommend Jones picking it back up and kind of trying to go through it, because it's a real satisfying. It's also the last of Marvel Television, right? Like the production company that decided to pull the trigger on all those Netflix shows and Runaways and things like that, because now it's all under the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, they have a great actor playing the general. You know, I can just use his little HP ring. There we go. It's over here. Is there something in here? No, Pinkertons would imply that they were being contracted by anyone. They're an independent operating state, which definitely changes things up. Ooh, Bowser, what's up, Bowser? Bowser got his ranks up on this. What's going on? what would you say this was? Like the hooded sorcerers are Air Force. The Goombas are obviously infantry, and the Koopas are you know, like special forces, Marines, that kind of thing. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Chimera. Yeah, so Bowser and his troops must be on their way to Bowser's Keep. Oof. Cavalry, yeah, nice. You're right. Yeah, they're still all very much ground troops, essentially. Yeah! Rosetown! Uh-oh. Poor guy. This is upsetting. This is real upsetting. I'll pump it. Hell yeah. Get it? Drop by the shop. Ooh, thick shirts, huh? I'm definitely picking up a thick shirt and a thick pant. Get those defenses up. Yeah, it is basically Mario XCOM Chimera. It definitely is. All right. What else do I have? Let's do some selling. Okay, that's not. We're gonna hold on to that hammer for a little bit longer. Yeah, what else do we got? Oh, so for those that, you know, don't know, which a couple of you do know, some of you were even there, but for those that don't know, I used to be in a video game cover band. That was an instrumental cover band that covered that good video game music. Never covered anything from Super Mario RPG. Did do a Chrono Trigger medley back on that and the other JRPG and classic retro game stuff. But I kind of miss it. I kind of miss covering stuff. There's a sort of simplicity. Yeah, press start to play out of tempo is the correct thing. We used to be called press start to rock. What games did we cover? We had a Ninja Gaiden medley. We had a Mega Man medley, a Mega Man 3 medley specifically that we added. We played a couple Mega Man 2 songs. A Zelda medley with a bunch of, with like a couple tracks from the first 3 console Zelda games. What else did we have? We had some Chrono Trigger. We had some Lufia. We had some Final Fantasy IV. We had some Street Fighter. You know, the commons. We had a Tetris thing. Yeah. It was. You can't find Press Start to Rock anywhere on the internet anymore. And we weren't very good. Our drummer was bad at keeping time. We weren't like terrible, but you know. We were really loose. We were really sloppy. And I did that because back in the day, I saw a group called the Mini Bosses at the first PAX. And the first PAX was in Seattle, and it was well over 10 years ago at this point. It was a long time ago. I think it's like 13, 14 years ago. And we got to see some pretty good acts, but I was already a bassist, and we saw that, and then that's also where I discovered nerdcore hip hop, which is like the other music thing I do. And so after that, we just kind of went in on it. This is cute as fuck, by the way, this little interaction with the dolls. It's gotta be weird to be Mario and just know that everyone knows that you're just a big bad hero, right? A little sexism there. You have one of the, or yeah, you have the main release EP. Oh yeah, our band URL used to be greatestbandever.com. It's long since lapsed from us. Yeah, Mario's here. Everybody making you prove your Mario, like everyone in this kingdom. Doesn't look drastically different from Mario. Does have a funky stash. But, yeah, and so I was thinking about it and I miss it. Like, I remember a lot of the bass lines I used to play. From like the stuff we performed live a lot, and like I said, we weren't super tight, but you know, it was fun. It was easy for me as the bassist. I definitely had the easiest job in the band, which is typical of most bassists. But it gave me a set of bass skills that are very like difficult to apply to other music because not everything wants the bass to be just sort of like a driving low rhythm. And it's not sort of like the bass lines and stuff that like I listen to and want to play or listen to and might want to create for say hip hop, but it did give us a Plump Dynamo shirt. So I'll talk about that story. So we were not good, like I said, and we put together a concert that was kind of very casual, as we always were. And somebody from a like a local community newspaper for Seattle called The Stranger came to review us, and they were not a fan of video game cover music to begin with, and they certainly weren't a fan of us. They didn't even stay. We kind of split up our set so we could mix up the music a little bit more. But yeah, they called me a plump dynamo of a bassist, which I found amazing. And they said that I threw up more horns than the Family Values tour, which I did because whenever I'd have like an open note section or a section where I wasn't like, you know, working the fret, I'd headbang and throw up horns because I used to have longer hair and shit like that. Yeah, but it was a good time. What's up, Prophet? Who's this Jano? Yeah, so in the Mega Man 3 medley, because of the notes, there was a lot of open string notes and like a 25-second arc for me, as I was sort of, just the backing keynote or like root note of the power chords that the leads were riffing off of. And so I would literally bring a beer on stage and drink a beer. Well, we would get to, I think it was in Top Man's theme that it does it. It was like D's and G's, and I think it dropped to it was D and G, and then back and forth for like 20 plus seconds. So you hear the guitarists are like struggling to hit these complicated lead rhythms and everything, and then here I am just drinking a beer, playing open notes on a 4/4 count. Woo! I miss shows too. What'd you do to me, little boy? Or little girl? Little child? But yeah, what's next? What else do I have to talk about in between all of the things? Ooh, neat. What do I got? Oh, JRPGs. So I recently did a podcast that I'm on with a fellow Dying Exposure contributor / just buddy, Ron, called The Roles We Play, which is all about role-playing games. It's a podcast you can get on Podbean, or you can watch episodes of us as we record it on the YouTube. And we just recorded, it's not out yet, I don't think, but we just recorded the, maybe it's out. Maybe it's out on Podbean. It's not on the YouTube yet. I had some personal issues. Talking about, like, lesser known video games and things that we love. The fuck? And, yeah, I know Geno's my next character. Talking about video games and the things that we love, and talking about role playing. Is the roles we play is all about role playing, whether it's LARPing or tabletop or video games or just in general. And it's real casual, and it made me think about some of the RPGs that I love, the JRPGs and regular RPGs that I love that I don't know a lot of people played. So I thought I'd talk about some of them here. Any of you guys, you'd have to look at the Podbean. Go to therolesweplay.podbean.com for that. Cloth and Pop. Yeah. Lunar, but it's mine. Yeah. So, role-playing games and obscure games. I'm gonna throw one out there. Lunar is a great one, and not enough people have played it. I'm gonna throw the one that I threw out there in the podcast. Shadow Hearts. The first two. The third one's kind of a mess, but the first two, Shadow Hearts, the PS2 era, set during a magical Europe World War I time frame. Super weird game, super wacky, problematic probably at this point. Well, definitely at this point. Super cool RPG. All of the characters have different leveling tracks. Anastasia is part of the second one. Anastasia Romanoff is part of the second one as a party member. Like, it's wacky and fun, and I highly recommend looking it up. They were actually published by Midway, Masters of Mortal Kombat, back in the day, which is kind of hilarious, but they were really good. They were really strange and weird. They have fun, like, active time battle system, like, you know, like limit breaks, sort of like Final Fantasy VI, how everybody has sort of like a specialty thing that they can do. Video essays on the moon in video games. Oh, like the moon's relevance in video games? Presently, Sega is now going to port more stuff to Steam because Persona 4 did so well. I hope they do. I hope Sega ports as much as they can. I want every port that can go to Steam to go to Steam. I feel like one of the biggest tragedies is the divide between PC and console players not being able to play the other, like big hits on each other's things, and there's limitations to controllers, so certain PC games just won't work without keyboard and mouse, any kind of RTS kind of thing. But there's a lot of classics that would deeply benefit from porting, and it's sad to me that because someone grew up PC gaming, or somebody grew up like just with console games, that they're missing out on classics, the others. Like the fact that there's tons of console gamers that have never played Myst, right? And you could totally play Myst with analog stick and controller. There's nothing about Myst that you shouldn't be able to do. Ooh, what else? Moonraker, DuckTales, Sword and Sorcery, or Sword and Sorcery. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to do, like, the relevance of the moon in role-playing games, and then tie it back to the relevance of moon in mythology and previous culture. I mean, some World War II Vampire Werewolf Tactical RPG Chimera. That sounds fucking fantastic as a concept, but I'm sad that it didn't look good. Alundra was a cool game. Not a lot of people played Alundra. What's some other kind of classics? You know, I stand like Lufia and Lufia 2 from the Super Nintendo era. And if you want a really bad role-playing game, yeah, look up some screenshots of Alundra and everything. But if you want a bad role-playing game, Tecmo and the Secret of Tecmo and the Secret of Stars. It's very similarly named to Super Mario RPG. And it's a bad game. The first main villain you fight is named Bad Bad. He's your first boss fight. It's a terribly written game. It's a terribly programmed game, and I do not recommend it unless you like playing terrible games. Can I? Boy, is impossible. I don't know if I've ever played Castle of the Wind. I might have to get into that. There was a really old person moment in my life where, just recently, where I saw that Atari was putting out some games, like a package of classic Atari games, and I grew up in a house with an Atari 2600. So, I thought about getting that. I think Steam has that. Oh, yeah, I don't know any of the old floppy games. Uh, 46 out of 100 on Metacritic. Yeah, sounds like a classic. Yeah, this town is in dire fucking straits. We'll get there. Oof. Oh yeah, Mystic Quest. So I actually kind of like some things about Mystic Quest, but it's definitely an imperfect journey, right? Ooh. Stole your shit. It happens. Trying to figure out where or what is supposed to trigger. Ah, I just go to the forest maze. Ooh, look at the centipede. Can I jump on you? Is that an enslaved Donkey Kong? It's an enslaved gorilla. This is intense. Ooh. Gorilla's fucking me up. Sure. There's no way I can know this. Aww. No XP points, but that's fine. It was still fun. Oh, there's another one. You could power level here, I think. Picking on poor Mario here. I'm not gonna power level. That's not exciting. What are some other lesser-known RPGs that I've played that I think? PS2 era again, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Definitely a classic. Very hard. It's demon Pokemon, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, basically the world ends and all these different, like, deities and demons and mythological creatures are, they out there just wrecking the world, and it's all super surreal and warped. It's a very difficult game. I don't like that. I mean, I like that I missed. It's always been popular to kill God. Since Final Fantasy Adventures on the Game Boy, you kill God. Pretty much every Breath of Fire is about killing God. You kill God. It didn't be... Yeah, it did kind of become this Persona series, but like, Nocturne and Digital Devil Saga certainly, Hey. Nocturne and Digital Devil Saga, were always sort of like weird takes on it. God is in the television. Trying to think of some other good JRPGs at the time. Wild Arms, 1, 2, and 3 are all very good. I love 3. Quote of the day. Yeah. What wonderful new potato invention will come from the next big advance in food science? I'm gonna go with a potato spread. Like almost like a hummus, but it's potato. I think we're close. What's up, little rat boy? Didn't need to go there. Jerks. Oh yeah, Mr. Jones, Suikoden, however you pronounce it. That's a good series. It's never been my favorite series, but it's definitely beloved. Jesus. I don't like this mix. Gotta start peeling into this boy. Wait, what's this? Not a fan. I'm a mushroom! I'm a mushroom! Oh, but I've healed. I guess we'll leave it up to this, my little Puff Cloud boy. Come on. I haven't played anything other than Etrian Odyssey. Or I don't know if I've even played Etrian Odyssey. I'm familiar with it, but I don't think I've ever actually played it, Mr. Jones. Or Chimera. Chimera. I don't know if I played it yet. Mario finally became what he ate. Correct, Neo Shadow. I guess this? I guess I just jump on this boy? I don't love these bees. But I run from no fight. That would explain why I didn't play it. It's because I didn't play the DS. Although, if we're talking about mobile JRPGs, Golden Sun 1 and 2 classics. Of course, Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. Dragon Force, very good. There's another one called Draken that's a real bad RPG. What's the... here, out of JRPGs and into regular RPGs, Champions of Norath, the D&D based, Western series, 2 of them came out in, on the PS2 era. Those were good. And then immediately back into JRPGs. Arc the Lad, especially the PS2 Arc the Lad. Super fun. No, there's so many. No, I have too many options. I don't love it. Is this nothing? Is it nothing? Are they all nothing? Or is this one just nothing? I bet there's a secret in one of them. They certainly set the tone. But, you know, there were, if you were a PC gamer, there were absolutely other RPGs to be played in the early days. You know, your Baldur's Gates, your old Dungeons and Dragons games, which were played very much like Dragon Quest, but with more detail. I used to even play an even older game called Heimdall that was a isometric Viking RPG. Yeah, it's a solid RPG, but it's famous because it's so different and weird. Earthbound is a great game, though. That is the PC console divide, is the PCs just had a bunch of cool Western RPGs that people should play. Come here, B. I don't know Popful Mail, so I am unfamiliar with that. I'm sure there's also some consoles that I'm like, because I never played them. What the fuck is this guy? I never played them, so... Oh, he's like a squiddy guy with, like, shell balloons? He's an octolot? That's crazy. That's a crazy design. Diablo 2 counts as an RPG. Like, it's definitely a dungeon crawlery, grindy RPG, but it's an RPG. I count it. Shy away from nothing. Jesus. Nope. Getting that grind on whether I like it or not. But yeah, Arc the Lad, definitely a game that people should be looking into playing, because I know nobody's played it. Obviously, Legend of the Dragon, and there's other more popular RPGs that I could list as they go up. But yeah, those are the big things. It's not all just Final Fantasy, folks. Ooh, this area. I will see if any of you have any value. I don't know what series Wes played. When I lived with Wes, he always just played League of Legends. And then would get mad at me when I had to do some like serious server updates while I was working from home, because I'd slow the upstream so aggressively because I'd be remoted into, you know, like 120 different servers at the same time. I know, right? I know the series that he watched because I was there. All of the Star Treks with me, or most of them. The Thundercats Cartoon Network reboot. I think I made him watch some other stuff. I remember because he came in and I just started the first episode of the Thundercats Cartoon Network reboot. He was like, okay, I'll watch a couple episodes, and then we just watched all of them. Wes and I were bad for each other's productivity. Morning. Good morning and welcome to Super Mario RPG. Good morning, it's 1 p.m. Love it. Setting up, changing out my hookah bowl. It's a gum with mint. It's a toothpaste flavor kind of day. All right, where are we? Let's check out this last one. Are these all just little traps? I bet these are all just little traps. That feels very much on brand. Yep. Good to see you too. Thanks for hanging out, and I appreciate. And then happy birthday to Frank. Certainly. Morning is relative. Okay. Let's go to the next topic. New consoles. Let's more gaming stuff. Normally I'm wrapped up in like streaming media and cartoons and shit, but gaming stuff. All right, so rumors are the next PS5 is going to be $500 on the Xbox Series X. Sorry, I always want to call it the Xbox Sex because that's what I think of it as, is the bone and then the sex. Yeah. It was all just pure. Nope. Yeah, actually, yeah. Oh, there's a sleepy boy. Oh, he's upset that I got on top of him. But it got me to a new area. That's exciting. Or is this a new area? Oh, I see. They opened up that. Hey there, buddy. Oh, he just sleeping. He's tired. Yeah, I own a Switch and an Xbox One X and a PS5 or PS4 and all that good stuff. I'm a big proponent of getting all of the game consoles and making sure that you're, having fun and doing it. I'm not like a loyalist. Right? But on the flip side, no, that's not what I want. There we go. See if I can hit all these rats, assuming they don't all run before I can get at them. On the flip side, I'm also a big proponent of not bothering to buy a console until it's got worthwhile software. And neither the PS5, like, launch titles are always slim pickings, but the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are really just nothing right now. Halo got delayed for the Xbox X, so that's no longer a launch title. And they just have no reason to buy them right away. So save your money, wait some time, wait until, like a Horizon Zero Dawn sequel or Horizon sequel comes out. Yeah, this Xbox. Both of them, they're just not worth your time. They're not. So don't do it. Just want to fight this guy. What's up, Corpo? The PS5 will drop in price before it has the games to make it worth it and worth your time. Manufacturing companies too, so it's good to wait and buy anything for about 6 months. Yeah, usually 6 months to a year. Yeah, no, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm a fan of having maximum access, right? I guess Mario's just going to clean these rats up. I'm a fan of maximum access, right? So I'm a fan of everybody buying every console they think that they want exclusive games for, playing on Steam, playing on the Switch. The winners in a console war are the players, because the game, it produces more games, more exclusivity. You get things like Microsoft trying to push its Game Pass thing, which, you know, if good games come out on it relatively fast, you know, that's worth it, right? That's easily worth it if you play a lot of video games and you tend to run out. But yeah, I agree, Elaine. You should absolutely always, if you can resist it, wait basically for about a year from a console launch. Ooh, that was a waste of his turn. For a console launch, because it takes about 6 months for them to discover various significant hardware problems, and then it takes another few months for those to distribute out to stores, for them to sell through their stocks. Usually the year 1 hardware is much better than the year 0. Yeah, businesses fight, customers win every time. The reason Nintendo's been so innovative is because it's had to fight in a market, in a market to come up with clever new shit, because, you know, there was no room for 3 my graphics are better consoles, right? That just doesn't exist. And so, even with as many people as games today, and so Nintendo figured it out, and that brought them to the Wii, the Wii U, but then the Switch, which is an amazing console. And it allows them to still be a unique first-party thing. Sony, of course, recognizes that its major contributions are those first-party titles, those Sony third-person action narrative games that are just gorgeous. So, man, this flame is not good. Are you gonna pick on Mario some more? Yep. Oof, Mario getting burned alive here. Oh, save point, thank God. Actually, boom. We're gonna hang out right here while I load my next hookah ball. But yeah, the Game Pass from Xbox, for people that are pretty serious gamers that burn through multiple games a month, that's just a deal, especially if you have a broad interest in the styles of games that you play. For the Sony stuff, the hardware will probably be better, the exclusives will probably be better around this time, but we'll have to see. A common rhythm in console wars, if you will, or console fights, is the complacency that occurs from the top of a given generation. And what I mean by that is that if you look at who quote-unquote won, I would argue if you're still in business, still making money off consoles, you're winning anyway, but who sold the most units, who clearly had the most favored console of a given generation, it oftentimes is not the best hardware. It comes down to usually the best software, but it also comes down to a lack of hubris. For example, so Nintendo had in North America and Europe beat out Sega over and over again on the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and that made it complacent. So when Sony was like, we want to do when Sony was like, we want to do CD-ROM, and Nintendo was like, no, fuck you. And then Sony's like, well, then we're just gonna make our own console. And Nintendo laughed. What happened was the PlayStation 1 and the N64. And we see from that Sony really opened up into the market. And so then Sony built their brand on that, and then that was their building first system, just like Nintendo was the lead into the Super Nintendo as the building system to the Glory system, and that makes the PS2 not only functional as a DVD player, but a brilliant game console. And then at that time, Microsoft gets into the fray, and they're building up their thing, and they're not making huge moves, but they're offering different kind of hardware experiences for console gamers, different kinds of games. And Halo can't be denied as being the first big first-person shooter on a console, alongside of GoldenEye, but like miles better as far as the UX is concerned, and the look and everything, and certainly the buying numbers. So you get yeah, Game Pass does save a bunch of people. Yeah, the Nintendo brand is certainly strong. And then you get to say like a sorry, my brain slowed down. So you get the Xbox coming out, it's building up its brand, and then Sony becomes complacent. It's had two very successful consoles, and so it becomes complacent. It's like, oh, we'll make better hardware, we'll have cool things, but it's hard to develop on the PS3. The PS3 is a real struggle for developers. It doesn't court game companies, and the 360 has its fucking window, and it blows the fuck up and outsells like crazy in North America and Europe, and then we get to and the PS3 struggles, and it kind of comes back toward the end. It fights its way back, but then what happens? Microsoft gets fucking complacent, and it thinks it can do all these things to the console market, and not have used games, and Sony just gets like this easy walk of marketing the PS4 by taking pot shots at Microsoft's bad business strategies, and then the PS4 comes out, and it's the fantastic leader of the console. So we might see another thing. Now, all along, Nintendo's just looking for outs. It almost dies in the N64. Thank God for Pokemon and the Game Boy Advance, otherwise it absolutely would have. The market sales were abysmal for that. The GameCube also struggled. It managed to even contract Capcom to do a bunch of exclusives, but they had a threshold floor for they had to move so many units or they could eventually release on other things, and it lost almost every exclusive Capcom released for it. So the GameCube, good system that it was, really struggled, and then they came out with the Wii. They realized that fighting the whose graphics are better console wars was a fool's game, and that they should be... Where the hell is my other four? Nah, there it is. And that they should be focused instead on innovating, on doing something different, on reaching markets that aren't gaming. And they do that, obviously, with the Game Boy Advance and handhelds and the DS, but then eventually with the Wii, though the Wii was all gimmick, honestly, there's not a lot of great Wii games by comparison that wouldn't have been better played on just a better console. But they eventually get there. The Wii U is a half measure, and then the Switch comes out, and the Switch is fucking fantastic, minus the Joy-Cons. It is a great system that absolutely fills a need, and is why Nintendo is one of the best. Yeah, Wii U was a half measure. They needed something to come out. They weren't there yet on the Switch yet. And so Wii U comes out, and it has some good games on it in the way that all consoles have good games on them. And then you have the endless field of buy-blows. The Jaguar 64s, the Philips CDIs, the every Sega system basically past the Genesis, even though they're good systems, the Saturn, the Dreamcast, brilliant fucking game systems, cool games, but not able to sell in Europe and North America like it was in Japan. So you are stuck. The Neo Geo the Neo Geo was silly. SNK couldn't carry a fucking system. That was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous thing, but it was also way too expensive. But that's also something that consoles tend to forget, is that though the floor rises on the amount that we're willing to pay, that floor rises very slowly. So, like, of course, we're all willing to pay more than $200 for a console. Of course, we're willing to pay $300 to $400 for a console in 2020. We understand how much game and hours we go in. But when you start pushing toward 500, that's when it starts getting a little iffy on the new sales and on the Christmas big buys. And then you get something like ridiculous like 600 and you're out of control. What was the NVIDIA system? The Shield. The NVIDIA system was the Shield. It wasn't really system so much as it was just portable. Atlantis, I think. We have a Shield in this household that my father-in-law got us. And, it's fine. It was fine. It was good. The evolution of it was better because it was just basically streaming your Steam. I will say that if I didn't have to carry it as a separate device, I probably would have used the Shield more because it ran with Android as its background OS, which meant that you could pop those emulators in and play some classic games. Not that I, of course, would ever promote the use of emulators. They are legal and use them at your own risk. But that being said, play some video games. Steam Link. Yeah, Steam Link. Alright. That good winter fresh mint with gum is going, and we are in it again. I have too many items. I need to use them. I'll toss this mushroom, I guess. Well, actually, no. You know what? I can toss a honey syrup. Let's... Item. How are we doing on flowers? Let's use a honey syrup. What is able juice? Heals status problems during battles. Yeah, I never get around to that, so we're gonna be trashing some of those bad boys. Ooh. And I'm a mushroom again. But I'm a mushroom at max health. The battle's over, so I'm not a mushroom anymore. Hey, thanks for the cheer. Let's do some bars. Let's do some bars. Got me running away from these. No, I'm not gonna start there. Got me struggling, trying to escape all these hornets and bees. What rhymes with hornets? No more cheering. Now I gotta do more bars. Okay, I gotta do eight bars now. Let's do that. Yeah, I'll beat up Donkey Kong with the stick. I'll destroy some hornets and bees or any kind of insect shit that they throw at me. Is this Bowser behind the plan? I don't know. I'm just a plumbing man with a strange, funky mustache. And in this endless clash, this grind through this deep forest wood, I jump and dash and dart and run. I didn't figure out that run existed for the first session. So back to Super Mario RPG, I'll be messing Mondays and Thursdays, noontime nostalgia, 12 p.m. Pacific. There you go. There's some ad in there. This brought it back to the marketing. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for any of the support that anyone gives me on this. It will be incredibly amusing to me when I get my first check from Twitch. That'll be such a weird thing. Just my butt, though. That's a very flat tweet, then. It's not a very exciting tweet. You know what? Let's get rid of some of these items. Got that Hank Hill ass. He went that way, I think. I want to say he went that way. Oh, this is going to be one of those. Where's he going? Oof. All kinds of enemies in this place. Let's deal with this bitch. Like, I guess I could do squats to beef up that booty, but I just don't. Anyway, back to new consoles. Very lazy. Back to new consoles. Yeah, don't buy them is really the end result of that. That's the final remark, if you will. God damn. Don't buy them yet. Give them a year. Or whenever a killer game title that comes out that you just really, really need. Yeah, I could do squats for bits. I guess I could do squats for bits. Just get up and do some squats. Maybe if I start properly streaming from my actual office, do squats for bits. Wait, where'd dude go? There he is. He's gonna guide me, I'm guessing, where I need to go. This son of a bitch. Happy I am. Yeah, look at their expressions when freeze they do. More practice do I need. I hate how he's phrased. Ooh, Bruce Lee reference. Bruce Lee is canon in the Mario universe. Bauer, yeah, he's been hanging out with Yoda. All universes. Look what I found. I need that star. That's for me. Get him. Oh, he's upsetting. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this. Get him. Get him. Nope, nope. Yeah, that's right, son. We're fucking the squad that's gonna rescue your ass. That's who we are. We know about you. Oh, we coming. Well, that wasn't that exciting. Fun fact, even while unemployed and quarantined, I have returned to the black from red. Oh, that's good. Yeah, mortgage is mortgage, right? Well, congratulations on the new job, Neo Shadow. Ooh. Oh, he went down. Oh, he's not got a lot of health. Let's get him back up. Woof. Tough times, yeah. The big life change times. Sleepies. Yeah, that HP cloud is super creepy. Waiting for rejections. Yeah, no, this has been a tough year. So one of my dogs just passed away. We just had to have them put to sleep on Monday. And then one of their litter mates, who is my partner's brother's dog and family's dog, passed away a couple weeks ago. And then the mother of that litter which is also still a family dog, passed away at the beginning of this year. And then one of our close friends' dogs that they'd had for over a decade, I want to say about a decade at least, passed away this year. So a lot of dog deaths this year in our little corner. And then of course COVID, and then people struggling with jobs and making sure that they're there. So it's been a kind of a dark time. This is kind of why I started Noontime Nostalgia, is to sort of escape all of this. I guess I'm doing specials again. Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough time. It's been a tough time. Yeah, no. I don't mind talking about it. Little dogs, right? Little dogs, and so they don't have a lot of life on them if they're toy poodles, which is what they were, toy poodle Shih Tzu mixes. And so their health is kind of up and down. The other dog of ours is doing fine. Is doing fine at the moment, at least. And then I've still got my cat, who, as a full-time indoor cat, will probably continue to be full-time indoor. Will probably continue to. Yeah, will probably continue to be around for quite some time. I've been listening to a lot of D&D podcasts and playing a lot of D&D. I run 2 games weekly, and then there's a game I play in every other week, and then I'm running another game that, like, every 3 to 4 weeks we'll have some long sessions. It's going to be a podcast. And so I've been kind of escaping into D&D actual play podcasts and the world of playing D&D a lot as well. But I don't work. Yeah, right? We're all just, like, in it. Yeah, these were my partner's dogs first. And so they're 11. Well, one of them's 11, I guess now, almost. And then, but we've lived together for 7 years, I want to say. 7? Yeah, coming up on 7 years. So I've lived with these dogs for a while. And then I've had a cat for 8 years. And then I had a cat growing up. My cat's probably about 9 now. We got her at like a adoption animal event, and she was born in she was born and had been around for probably about 5-ish months. We're not exactly sure on her age, so we don't have it down, right? And he goes down again. Fortunately, I can use items. Oof, this guy does big damage as a boss. Perhaps I should have ground for a bit longer. Do a honey syrup. There we go. Ooh, big XP points. Yeah, Mario. We're gonna up your attack again. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, we're actually thinking about, since we have the cat and the one dog remaining, and the cat is friendly enough, but is passive enough with the dog, but it's not like playful super much with the dogs that just sort of coexist in the house. And so we're thinking about getting another dog. But I'm letting my partner do all of that. I'm not actually a big dog fan. I don't really like, I don't hate dogs, and I have fun with them, but they're not my cup. I'm much more of a cat person. And so I like, I'm letting them sort of pick all the functions of dog. To be clear, I'd like they're like walking and primary care would be in my partner's hands, not really mine. I'll just do some support and then play with it, kind of thing. Mario, you know about the Star Road. Super Mario World happened. Golden Retrievers are great dogs. They're very friendly dogs. I have opinions about dogs, even though I'm not a big dog person. I'm generally a fan of smaller dogs because they're easier to manage, but I don't like neurotic dogs. I like dumb animals, or and so you know, there's the struggle there. I love huskies, but they have too much energy, and we're not going to run them enough and everything. We have a backyard and such, but we're not going to run them enough. We know the kind of owners we are, so it'll probably be like a lab mix of some sort, like a small, medium-sized dog in the range of that. I want a Maine Coon, but I don't want to pay a breeder $2,500, and they're hard to come by for adoption. Oof. Dark tones. World where wishes can't come true. Yeah, welcome to the pet death stream. Jesus. Well, yeah, you live out in the boonies, so you got some just wild animals kicking around. All we got is raccoons. Seven Dragon Balls to return the world to peace. big kitties. I love a big dumb animal. That's 2. 5 more. Oh, these are not ones I can go down. Ooh, we gotta level up poor Geno. He is struggling. I loved LA Noire. That was a great game, Mr. Jones. And it was absolutely one of my favorites, honestly. I played all the way through it, and it was so good. And I love a good story, and I love a good period piece, and I love a good noir tale. Go left, left, straight, right, in that order, and you'll surely find something nice. Left, left, straight, right. Okay, left, left, straight, right. Hee. Little Zelda call up there. I want to take these dolls with me. Your mom will never believe you, child. You're filled with lies, and your mother knows. What's my favorite Zelda game? So it's the game that came out when I was like 10, right? Or 12, like everyone's favorite Zelda games usually. Although, admittedly, I will admit this. I know this is a sin, especially since I own a Switch, but I need time to play it. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I know, it's tragic. It's tragic. I haven't played Breath of the Wild, but Link to the Past is my favorite Zelda game. Though I do have a love for Legend or Zelda 2 on the Nintendo because it was the first Zelda game that I owned. And then I played through 1 after that, and then I like Ocarina of Time, but I like Majora's Mask a little bit more. Twilight Princess was good, but it wasn't great. And Skyward Sword, I played like an hour of, and then didn't play any more of. The Wind Waker is pretty good. I think it's Phantom Hourglass on the DS is good. Four Swords is great. Hyrule Warriors. Oh, I haven't played Hyrule Warriors either. Mostly because I refuse to pay more than 20-30 bucks for it. It's apps. I used to play so many Dynasty Warrior games back in the PlayStation era. I love that. Just mash buttons, murder motherfuckers. What I liked about Link to the Past is very JRPG-y, right? It was much more like the games I was really into at the time. And then, Ocarina was a big step, but Majora's Mask, I feel like, has the more interesting plot for me, and it has that cool, there's only so many days, that kind of pressure. Uh, but yeah, I will get around to Breath of the Wild. It's an awesome game, and it deserves me to play it. Um, do I get a fun weapon now? Oh, that's way better. Yeah, I'm glad I went back. Just gotta find some armor for him, and he'll be suited up nice. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was, like... Yeah, Majora's Mask had, like, the days until the moon was going to, days before the moon was going to, I don't really need to use these mushrooms yet. Moon was going to crash into the world and end time, right? And everything. The apocalypse. Let's do it, Geno. Handle it. Geno's badass. I'd love to do Geno cosplay. Well, 2 p.m. is when we wrap up. So your meeting is well timed. Let's deal with these rats. I'm only avoiding the mushrooms because they don't give me much. Ooh, teriyaki sounds good. Maybe I'll get some teriyaki today. Yeah, I think you just sold the entire room on teriyaki, so teriyaki businesses should reach out and thank you. Left. Left. Straight. Right. Damn it. Hey, what's up, Alphonse? Just playing some Super Mario RPG. Just got turned into a mushroom. You know, standard shit. Yeah, I'm ready for some goddamn teriyaki right now. So many bees. Standard Thursday. Back on that bullshit. Bye, Sam. We will see you next time. Ooh, miss. The shame. Ooh. Oh, we're definitely increasing his defense. Save points right here. We're going to try this again, but we're going to try it from there being a kind of consistent thought. So this is going to be left side. Oop. No, not Gran Turismo. That's left side, then straight, then right. God, I'm still not good on Geno's timing. Alright, alright. I think we're good on this. I am going to go back down here and save. Boop. And we are saved. And that, I think, will be it for the evening. Or afternoon. I guess it's afternoon. So thank you, everyone that's been in here. Buy you dinner. Nope. Thank you for everyone that's been hanging out with me. This has been Noontime Nostalgia every Monday and Thursday, 12 p.m. Pacific. We are also streaming Through the Mill, actual play D&D homebrew Western Fantasy 5th Edition series. That's Tuesdays at 7:30-ish Pacific. We just wrapped up the big climactic battle last week. We've got a little bit of role play to kind of wrap up this chapter, and then we're in the next chapter of it. So it's a good time to jump in. All the players just hit level 5. So, yeah, they're going to get the kind of the big quest. They're going to learn the big arc hook at this next session. So I will be back next Monday at noon. Follow me, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Dying of Exposure, Instagram, dying_of_exposure, like here. Thanks for all the donations, everyone that hung out. Mr. Jones, Elaine, Alphonse, obviously Sam, Neo Shadow, Corpo, Cloth and Pop there for a bit, like the Prophet, lots of people. Thanks. And I'll see you again next week with a little bit more Super Mario RPG. Y'all have a good night, or good day, and good weekend.